Hey, Brendan.
Hey, Grant.
Just wanted to check in with you about you haven't had a chance because your team hasn't been playing competitive games. I know you've had a couple of friendlies to get things going again. Do you feel 90 minutes fit if you're called on to play 90 minutes?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's one thing that a lot of people will think, but for me, I mean, I think I'm always ready to play 90 minutes. I mean, everybody knows how much I run, and I feel really fit. I think Red Bull does an awesome job of getting us fit and ready to go for the season, and I just got done my 60-minute game last time, but I mean, in the 60-minute game, we run like it's 90 minutes, so I don't think it's a problem. I feel really good and ready to go.
Next will be Sam Stejskal from The Athletic.
Thank you, Michael. Thanks, Brendan. Hope you're
Yeah.
doing well.
Yeah, good.
Just curious if you can comment at all on the status of your kind of club status. Leeds have obviously made some offers for you. Where do you stand at present, and would you be interested in moving there?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not going to talk about that. It's kind of a subject that I just don't want to talk about right now, but...
Move on to Daniel Nora from Univision.
Brendan, it's clear that you don't want to talk about it, and we understand that, but how difficult is to handle that situation, if there is a situation during this week for you?
I mean, it's not really hard for me because I'm focused on what's hand. I'm focused on these World Cup qualifying games, and that's all my thought process is on. I'm away from it, and I'm really just not worried about it. I'm just worried about getting the wins with America.
Next will be Stephen Goff from The Washington Post.
Hey, Brendan, thanks for your time. But given the conditions that you're going to play in, not just the two home games, but the away match, is there an advantage for you guys, do you think, given the opponents, especially in those two home matches?
Yeah, I think for sure. I mean, listen, they're playing in places where it's really warm, it's humid, and then you're coming to a place where I was just outside today training, and it's really cold, and my feet felt cold. But listen, I'm used to it. I just got back from where it was snowing last game, so I think a lot of these guys are used to it playing in Europe, and yeah, most of the MLS guys I would imagine. So yeah, I think we're ready to go, and yeah, I'm ready for these games.
Next will be John Lupo. John, we're having a little trouble hearing you.
I know you haven't played in the stadium, but you have played in the city before as an opponent in Philadelphia. Talk about the atmosphere and the fans and what that's going to be like in El Salvador coming.
Sorry, John, we had trouble hearing you. Could you try again? It is not.
No.
Try one more time. All right, John, why don't you just send me your question in the chat and we'll get to it, but we'll move on and go to Doug McIntyre from Fox.
Thanks, Michael. Hi, Brendan.
Hey.
Just to follow up on Grant's question a little bit. I mean, you played so much soccer over the last year and a half.
Yeah.
In a funny way, could the break actually help you in that regard? And just on the opponents, I know you're taking it one game at a time, but how do you expect the three teams you're going to play against you, starting with El Salvador on Thursday? Thank you.
Yeah, starting with your first question, I think that it was amazing to have the time off I had. I got to be with my family, and listen, I think I haven't had a break since my first year in the MLS. I've been going ever since. I didn't really have a break after going to Salzburg during that winter period, and yeah, it was a good, refreshing time for me, and I feel ready to go, and yeah, more motivated than ever. And yeah, talking about the games and the teams that we're going to be playing, we know what these World Cup qualifiers are about, and I think with this first game, we know how El Salvador is going to play. They're going to be fired up and ready to go. So I think the best way of handling it is just showing that we want to fight harder and we want to win these games.
Next will be Ivis Skolarsek from SBI Soccer.
Brendan, I know you've never lacked for confidence, but what has it done for your confidence? The experience you've had in Champions League, the success that Salzburg had, obviously in a very tough group to qualify to the round of 16. What does that do for you? And another second question related to confidence: what's the vibe in this camp now? with this group compared to, say, in September when you had this young group going through qualifying for the first time? How different is it compared to then when I'm sure there were a lot of nerves heading into that camp?
Yeah, a good question. I think that the first part of your question, I think as a team with Red Bull Salzburg, I think we're super confident and we know what's next with the next game at hand against Bayern. But for me, mentally, I feel like my confidence is at an all-time high coming off a good break and getting into preseason. So I'm ready to help the national team as best as I can. And yeah, I think the other part of your question, for the games coming up, I think that the team looks really close and together. We always have a good time with each other like it always is. And I think that we have all the pieces together now, and I think we're ready to take on these next 3 games.
Next will be Jerry Zagota from the Star Tribune.
Hi, Brendan. When the NHL played their outdoor Winter Classic game here a couple weeks ago, it was -7 air temperature when the game started, and St. Louis put hot chicken broth in the goalkeeper's water bottle so it wouldn't freeze. What's the worst conditions you've ever played in, and do you have any precautions or tricks of the trade you use, and if it's maybe single digits here when you play?
Yeah, I think that there's no really way of getting around how cold you're going to be. I mean, I think it's just kind of coming to terms with it and having little kind of things you can do, like getting hand warmers or maybe wearing double socks in the game, maybe little things that you can do, but there's no really way of getting past it. I think it's just you got to get warm as fast as you can on the field, and then all the adrenaline starts to kick in, and then you're ready to go in the game.
All right. John may have fixed his audio issues, so we'll try again.
How's this? Is this better?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, thanks, Brendan.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So what I was going to ask you is, having played in MLS before with Philadelphia, you've played in Columbus before. So just talk about the atmosphere in Columbus, and just talk about what kind of an advantage that'll give you guys as El Salvador come here.
Yeah, I think that I've played here with the national team already too, and it was an amazing atmosphere. We played Costa Rica here, and yeah, it was awesome. It was a great atmosphere, and the fans were awesome. They were cheering the whole time, and yeah, it was a really special atmosphere, and I think that's what you need for these national team games and these World Cup qualifiers. It gives you that extra boost, and yeah, that's what we need to win these games.
Last question for Brendan comes from Brenda Alvarado from Fox Sports Mexico.
Thank you. Hi, Brendan. Thanks for your time.
Yeah,
Brenda Alvarado from Fox Sports Mexico. We already talked with Anthony about the differences between the USA and the other teams of CONCACAF, that you guys are exporting too many players from the local league to Europe. You guys think that is going to be helpful to be, like they say, the next giant of CONCACAF? Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's the goal. I think that there's many ways of looking at it. A lot of people are going over there and they're doing well, and I think all the young guys want to do this type of thing, but I think that you also have guys in the MLS that are doing great things, and you can see it in both ways. But for me, I think the level right now on the team is amazing, and I think that we're taking steps to be a giant in CONCACAF.
He said taking steps, just to be clear.
Yeah, taking steps.
Well, thanks, Brendan, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time from Columbus, Ohio. Have a good afternoon.